Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. Thanks for coming back for another episode. We are still on Lawfolds, episode number 5, I believe. And yes, we're playing with the Seasons mod that I introduced to you all in about a 20-minute mod review just a few days ago. Now, this is a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to know where I believe the majority of the gold nuggets are on Lawfolds, then please close your eyes. I will tell you when it is safe for you to open them back up. So close your eyes. Alright, so here are where I think the majority of the gold nuggets are. I mean, there's one there, and there's one over here, and they just seem to be littered all within this little pasture here. And the reason why I found them was I was looking for a way to get up here with a tractor and a mower possibly to mow this, and I jumped across the fence and was just walking over here, and I just began to see all these gold nuggets and thought, okay, well, that's kind of cool. So I still haven't made up my mind if I'm going to collect those or not for the $1 million prize, and you can go ahead and open your eyes now. We are moved away from that area. So we have one of our hired workers. I guess I should probably name these folks, since I do have names for our hired workers there on Goldcrest Valley, Billy Bob, Jim Bob, and Stan. But I haven't done that yet, so I'll have to think of some nice Scottish names for our lads here that help us out on the farm from time to time. So yeah, we've got one of our hired workers seeding this particular field. You may remember field 31 was the first field that we harvested. I believe it was either wheat or barley, and we did that I believe in the first episode. So here is the deal. You may, if you watch that video, and I hope you do, and if you haven't, please go watch it. I will tell you if it's still available for you to watch. And I'm talking about obviously I'm talking about the video about the Seasons mod. It's a 20-minute mod review that I published on Wednesday, I believe the 11th of January. And the reason why I say to go watch it, especially if it's still available, is because I was contacted by one of the mod developers, and I was initially asked to take the video down, and he since retracted that request, and basically the only request that he made was that I remove the link to the GitHub site where you can download it. So unfortunately I did have to comply to that request. The reason why I think he initially asked me to remove the video is because he felt, or he thought, or maybe he had been told, because he did admit that he had not taken the time to watch the video. It was something like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning his time, and he was just exhausted. Was that he did not think that I explained well enough, or explained at all, that this is a beta mod, that it is a work in progress, that there are problems, that it has not been officially released, and all of that good stuff. And so I replied back to him very nicely, of course, because that's just kind of the type of person that I am. And I said that I had fully made everyone aware that this was a beta mod, and that it was a work in progress, and that there were problems, and that there would be more problems, and all of that kind of stuff. And he did go and look. He didn't watch the video yet. He said he was going to do that tomorrow, but he did go and look at a lot of the comments that you guys had left and my responses and everything, and he did say that I did not have to take the video down, and that he could tell that my viewers were well aware that it was a work in progress, that it was beta, that it was, pre-release, all that kind of stuff. So but unfortunately I had to remove the link to the GitHub website, and he did mention to me that they are going to work doing something, and I'm not real sure what they're going to do. And it's not because of the video or anything like that. It was something that they already, I guess, had planned to do, but they are going to make it a little, I guess, more difficult might be the way to describe that, in being able to obtain the files and everything until they're closer to having it ready for release. I hope that they will allow me to continue to be a tester, if you will, and stay current on the files. I hope that that is something that I am going to be successful at requesting, and obviously successful at being granted the permission to do that, because unfortunately, if although I haven't really stumbled on any major problems with the mod, but I would like to certainly stay in the loop with it. I explained to them that I'm a simulation game blogger, and that my whole intention of producing the video was really to promote their excellent work, because let's face it, guys and gals, if it wasn't for our excellent modding community, we would just have the base game. And as awesome as the base game is, and I will say this until FS19 comes out, that the difference between FS17 and FS15 is incredible, truly incredible, game-changing. So much. I mean, and I'm talking about the base game. I'm not talking about the game with mods. I'm talking about just the base game. The difference between FS15 and FS17, truly amazing. I think if you're honest about it, you will all agree with that. Okay. But if it weren't for modded maps, if it weren't for modded equipment, if it weren't for some modded scripts and stuff to really enhance the game, well, unfortunately, I think it would get kind of boring kind of quick, and it certainly wouldn't have as much immersion. It wouldn't have as much true to life simulation as it does without the modding community. So we owe the modding community a great deal of gratitude. And as Eustace Pharmer pointed out in his video a few weeks ago regarding Coldborough Park Farm and Bullet Bill, please, when you download mods, especially when you get them from the mod hub, and I'm talking about the Giants mod hub, is do please take the time to rate those mods, and rate them honestly, rate them fairly. Always be fair and be honest with the mod developers and such, and really support their endeavors. And if a mod author requests that his or her mod not get uploaded to a specific site or specific location or whatever, then you have to honor that. You have to take the high road in this. And that's why I will say that please, and you're probably not going to see this video until next week, or until the week of, I don't know what that 15th or 16th, something like that. And hopefully, they don't tell me to take the video down. Again, as of the 11th, the evening of the 11th, I've been somewhat given a stay of execution on that. But if they do request that I take the video down, obviously I will comply 100%. So if those guys are watching this video, if you want that video taken down, I will do so. But I did that solely to benefit the community, you gamers out there, as well as the mod authors who developed it. And again, this is very much work in progress. Now, I want to stop here for a second and point out something. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to jump out. Now, in one of the, I think it was Lawfolds episode number 3, perhaps, I talked about this farmer's touch, and I had sort of speculated and suggested that perhaps the 66% had something to do with crop yield, and it kind of sort of does. One of the only reasons why I'm actually harvesting this field today, and the reason why we're going to harvest all of the fields that we actually have harvestable crop on, is because obviously with the seasons mod, we need to get these fields turned around because it is spring. I've got it set for a 3 game day season, so basically a 12 game day year. So we've got 3 days of spring, we've got 3 days of summer, 3 days of fall, and yep, you guessed it, 3 days of winter. And obviously, as you can see, we're all, we're halfway through the first day of spring. So, but I wanted to go ahead and correct what I had, my assumptions, and state for the record, and thanks to Johnny V. Thank you, Johnny V. By the way, if you guys don't know who Johnny V is an incredible, remarkable modder and map developer of Sosnovka Knot. If you'd like to get more information on that particular map, it's a customized and, let me just say, a very good version of the default Sosnovka map. Go to PCSG, you'll see the link down in the show notes down below the video. Anyway, just in case all this waving canola is making you seasick, I will back out of it here for just a moment and then come back in. So Farmer's Touch, down in the bottom right hand corner, you see that the growth status, it's canola 66%, and it's ready. So what this tells us, and again, thank you to Johnny V for pointing this out to me, is if we pull up our HUD here and we're looking at our growth status, we see that this field number 29, is in the first stage of yellow, which basically means that it is 66% ripened, the crop is. So if we had done, all of our due diligence, which obviously we weren't able to do for this field because this field was pre-planted, and already at the growth stage that it is when we started the game, we could expect to get basically 66% of the possible yield out of this field if we had plowed, fertilized 3 times, planted the crop appropriately and everything. So obviously with field number 31, which we've already harvested, we've plowed, we're now seeding and fertilizing, we will make sure that we fertilize 3 times and get our maximum yield from that. Same way with field 27 and 28 that we planted, or I'm sorry, 27 and 26 that we planted in soybeans. So it would behoove us, benefit us greatly if we were to wait until the growth status reached the maximum color of orange. So again, that bright, that darkest orange color here, that would give us the 100%. So obviously when we turn this field around, and when I say turn this field around, I mean when we obviously harvest it, we're harvesting it in early spring. We're trying to beat these potential rain showers that are due, that are forecasted every day this week. We're trying to obviously beat that. Then we could expect to get the 100% yield out of it. So let me just turn this back on so we can keep on harvesting here. So obviously we will take that into consideration once we turn the field around and we are looking at, once it has gone through its stages, and hopefully we can do all of this, and hopefully everything with this mod will behave the way that it's supposed to, so that we can get everything harvested, all of our fields planted, fertilized, harvested before winter time sets in. Let's see, what else did I want to, basically I wanted to take the time to just basically thank everyone who has been commenting and providing such positive comments on my videos. Guys, I really appreciate that. That is so cool. I mean, the reason why I do this, I don't do this for vanity. I don't do this for the sake of hearing my own voice. I could do, I could find other things to do, with my time. It does take extra amount of time, as I'm sure you can all imagine, not only You know, do I have to play the game? So I've got to take time out to do that, but obviously there's all the off-camera work stuff that I kind of do to prep things or finish up tasks or whatever. But obviously I've got the editing and the uploading and just, you know, the management of the comments and the emails and stuff like that I'm getting. But I am so thankful, so appreciative to all of you, because I think it would be quite boring if I recorded these videos, uploaded these videos, and basically, you know, nobody commented, nobody watched them, nobody subscribed, nobody liked them, etc. So I appreciate it. You know, I wake up each morning and my inbox on Gmail is full of notifications that you know, I've had comments left, I've had new subs. We're at about 185 subs at the present point in time, and you might remember that just a few weeks ago, right before Christmas, actually, you know, we had surpassed the 100 mark, and I did the whole appreciation 100 subscriber giveaway appreciation of the FS17 copy on Steam. And so, you know, it seems like just a couple of weeks after that, we've managed to almost double those numbers, and I'm so appreciative, because again, it's so cool to wake up and see your comments and respond to them and interact with you. And as I said on the video that I did for this mod, for this seasons mod, is, you know, I'm not the mod author, I'm not the developer, I don't really know who they are other than the individual who contacted me via email, and I don't know much about how the mod works, but I'm dedicated to helping each and every one of you with either that mod or any other mod that I might use or even happen to know about, or even just if you just have questions about how I do things, how I think about things or whatever, please don't hesitate to ask. I mean, that's why I do this. Again, I don't do this for vanity reasons. I don't do this to earn a living. Yes, as I mentioned just a few episodes ago, I did turn advertising on, so you are seeing a little bit of commercial advertising that is fed by YouTube, and that will be completely turned back around. Anything that I happen to make on that will be turned back around in the form of giveaways, because that's what I want to do. That's the only reason. Well, I won't lie to you. There's two benefits to there's two benefits, in my opinion, to turning on the advertising function within YouTube. The first one being the fact that I can now schedule videos to automatically release to each of you, or to all of you. I can do that now. I could not do that before. I could upload them and I could mark them as private, so they wouldn't necessarily appear until I wanted them to appear. But I had to go in and I had to change that status from private to public and do that. And so, in my opinion, just having the ability to schedule these was worth it enough. But also the other thing is, again, because I want to give back. I want to give back to all of you guys who really truly help make this so much fun for me, because it's sort of, in addition to getting to play the game, I'm getting to interact with all of you who also share my same passion for the hobby and for the game and the simulation community and everything, and I'm truly grateful for that. I've met so many unique people, and you know, it's interesting because Eustace Pharmer and I were having a conversation. He and I have become quite good friends. I mean, heck, he's a heck of a guy. So what's not to like about him? But he and I were having a conversation, and it's almost like talking to the brother that I've never had, because the reason why he does this is the exact same reason. It's just, and we've met so many wonderful people, so many awesome individuals that we now call friends, that, you know, and I believe whether we never meet each other or not face to face, just knowing that there's somebody out there that shares some of the same passions and some of the same level of excitement and everything for these types of simulation-based games. I mean, that is so cool. So a couple of other things that I wanted to just talk about very briefly. We've got maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or so left, and I am thinking, actually I'm doing a little bit more than thinking. I actually tested last Saturday, and let me get a drink of my iced tea here because I am parched. Okay, thank you, sorry about that. Last Saturday I tested my ability to stream directly to YouTube, and I'm not going to set a schedule. I'm not going to tell you guys that I will stream on Tuesday evenings at 8 o'clock Mountain Time or something like that, because, you know, if something, you know, being in the IT world means that I'm almost on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have carried either a pager or a cell phone for probably the last 25 years, and pretty much, you know, not to consider myself like a doctor, but I'm sort of like a doctor in the sense that I'm always on call, and I could get a phone call. I could get a phone call right now. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting here. My cell phone is set right next to me. It's on mute, but you know, I can see it if it rings, or if I get a text message, and you know, I might have to stop the episode. So there might be some time that I may have to say, sorry guys, I got to cut this one short. Because I've got to go into the office, or I've got to dial into the office, or whatever the case might be. But anyway, so I tested my ability to stream directly to YouTube, and I had a few guys, and thank you so much to those that saw me go live and that jumped on the stream and watched me, and all I was really doing was just kind of driving around Coldborough Park Farm. I wasn't doing any farming. I was just driving the tractor around and talking and sort of asking them to provide feedback if the video looked good, if the audio sounded good, and all that kind of stuff. And I got nothing but positive feedback. And so what I think I'm going to do, and I will also just say that you know, there are a few YouTube folks that stream as well as produce recorded video content, and for the most part, when they stream, the output of that is like, you know, is like 2-hour, 3-hour episodes sometimes. You know, some of them are putting out the, you know, like a 6-hour live stream episode. My gosh, who has 6 hours to set and watch you know, a live stream? I would rather watch 10 or 12 different YouTube personalities at 30 to 45 minute episodes each than sit and try to you know, try to watch a 6-hour, you know, live stream, especially when it's kind of hard to follow, because there's, you know, the YouTube personality is reading chat, and the chat's going by so quick and all that kind of stuff. But having said all of that, because I do a lot of off-camera stuff where I'm setting up for things, I'm still playing the game, I'm still farming, I'm still doing things. I may be mowing grass, I may be baling hay, or I may be tending to the animals or stuff like that, and maybe it's stuff that, you know, I've already covered, and I don't want to bore you all with more episodes of kind of doing some of the same stuff. Anyway, so I was kind of thinking that maybe, just again, sort of whenever I have time, and it's not going to replace any of my recorded content that you've come to hopefully know and love, but just on occasion, if I'm needing to do some things and I'm planning on just, you know, not necessarily capturing it in live video, you might see me go live on YouTube. So if I do, and you have time, and you would like to stop by the channel and say hi in the comments, well, I would appreciate that. I would appreciate you doing that and telling me, you know, saying hi, letting me know that you're a subscriber. Hopefully you will be a subscriber, and all of that kind of stuff. And again, that's just kind of, you know, to help, just help get something else out of this wonderful hobby. So that would be on YouTube. I have a Twitch account, and I've streamed to Twitch before on different video titles. But I think right now it would just be to YouTube, just kind of keeping, you know, all of my eggs right now just in one basket. And yeah, so if that happens and you see me go live, then that's what that's about. And you're certainly welcome to pop in and say hi in the chat. And I think I'd really appreciate that. I think I'd really like to you know, engage with you guys. And of course, if you have questions about things, that would also perhaps be a good opportunity for me to, you know, better maybe answer those questions, demonstrate something or whatever, if I even happen to know the answer to your question. I'm not, I don't profess to be an expert. I don't profess to be an expert in any of this. And I think what I will do is I will stop that, and I will pipe out, and we will go empty this in our trailer. We'll just move the combine instead of stopping and getting out and walking over there, because we're at 97%. And I don't, you know, I tell you what, Reefy 1952, Mike, told me off. Not really. Of course, it was all joking, but if you remember from that first episode, I backed this Massey combine into the JCB tractor, and Mike certainly told me about it. He told me he saw it, and of course, he is a huge fan of the JCB, and one of the reasons why I kept the JCB in the video, and one of the reasons why I'm also using a JCB on Coldborough Park Farm. So Mike, that is for you, buddy. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being a friend. And you folks that, if you don't know who Reefy 1952 is, please go check out his channel, check out his series that he does. I know I've talked about him multiple times on my channel, but he's a good friend of mine, and he puts out excellent quality content, and he's kind of been a mentor to me, because when I first started producing YouTube videos, of course I've known Mike for probably a year and a half now. He and I are both admins over at PCSG, so we're admins and moderators at PCSG, and of course he's been making videos much longer than I have. But when I started my Paradise Hills, the Stevie map on FS15, Mike helped me tremendously with lots of good advice and such on you know, doing things with YouTube, and he's given me some pointers on you know, producing video content and stuff like that. So I really truly appreciate Mike's friendship, you know, for that, because here's my philosophy in all of this. And of course, this is my opinion, but I think I can speak for the majority of individuals who I call friends on YouTube. There is no competition. We're not like fighting for each other's viewership. If anything, we're helping promote each other through the Three Dudes Gaming Network. That's what that's really all about. Is about promotion of all of us together, all of the partners and such that are part of that. It's like the Three Musketeers saying, you know, one for all for one. It's not just about it's not about me. It's not about you know, it's about sharing. It's about giving back, and it's about you. It's about you, the viewers. But we have no competition. This isn't like, you know, here in the U.S. we have, you know, NBC, ABC, CBS, you know, and of course the cable, on the cable side you've got Showtime, HBO, and all this stuff, where there's such a battle between these networks for viewers and all this kind of stuff, and you put your best, you know, you put your best lineup on prime time to fight against CBS and NBC and ABC and all that kind of stuff. That's not really what this is about. At least that's not my opinion. And again, I'm pretty sure I can speak for the majority of people that I call friends that I have listed in my featured channels list. None of us are like that. We're more about promoting each other, but even more important to that, we're more about you, the audience. We're more about wanting to help you. And again, that's the whole charter behind the Three Dudes Gaming Network, is to help you, the viewer, to give you a place to come and interact with those of us who are associated with the Three Dudes Gaming Network, or one of the three dudes, and be able to answer questions and get feedback and share mods and all this kind of stuff. So that's what really all of that is about. And it's amazing. It's community, and I tell you what, again, I say, I wouldn't do any of this if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, I believe so much in community and togetherness. And it may sound kind of, I don't know, it may sound kind of odd or weird or whatever, but again, I may never meet any of you folks face to face, but I feel like that there is a bond, that there's a friendship, that there's a do anything for each other kind of scenario. And I know that many of us came to the aid of a specific individual, and I'm not going to talk about names or anything like that. It's been several months now, I believe, but that's what it's all about. That's what true friendship is. And for any of you folks that are watching, that have subscribed, that like and comment, again, I truly appreciate it. And you know, if there's anything that I can do to help you get more from your Farm Sim 15 or 17 experience, let me know. And if I can't answer the question, I will do my darndest to help point you in the right direction. Alright, well, we have gone over our magic number, but I'm not going to let that necessarily dictate a few things. I do want to just say one more thing. You know, I have had from time to time people kind of question or sometimes even ridicule my stance on the whole rated G stuff and such, but that's another thing, is being part of the community and understanding that there's so many different age groups, and there's fathers that are sitting down with their sons to play the game and watching videos, and grandfathers sitting down with their grandchildren and what. And so that's always so important to me, to make sure that, you know, I am representing the community and representing the game, representing myself, which is, you know, when we are talking about this kind of conversation, it truly is most important that I'm being true to myself, because this is just the kind of person that I am, and it's how I live my life and whatnot. So you're never going to, you know, I may get frustrated, and I may even, you know, vocally say, gosh, I'm so frustrated because this isn't working right, or my game keeps crashing or whatever. But I'm not going to use profanity, because I don't use profanity in my day-to-day life. And so that's just one element that's very, very important to me. So, all right, well, looks like the Sammy has finished his seeding, so we will have to go and take a look and just make sure that all of that is up to our standard, and I'm sure that it will be. And Let me just pipe out here. This thing will go about 35-36 minutes, I think. But again, I just want to say thank you to all of you so very much for subscribing and for liking and commenting. And please, you know, this isn't about the numbers at all, but you know, the indicator of the subscriptions does tell me that people are watching, that people are interested. And so I would just say to you is that if you like what you see, if you think that others may also benefit from my style of playing farm sim, since that's what I pretty much do, you know, that's pretty much what I dominate this channel with, is please share, you know, please share the link to my channel with your friends or with your you know, other colleagues or people that you know that are interested in farm sim. Just, you know, help get the word out, and also please tell all those same individuals about everyone that's on my featured channel list as well. And thankfully we can kind of drive around here without having to load the header on the trailer and not cause any problems. But yeah, so what we're going to do over the next you know, couple of days is, you know, this is episode number 5, so we'll probably get maybe one more episode out of this game day, because again, I don't want to gosh, I just really don't want to bore you with so much duplication of effort and everything. But I do want you all to see the mod, this Seasons mod. I'm going to continue to play the Seasons mod, because as far as I am concerned, as far as I understand, there's no issue with me using the mod and with me showcasing it on video. Obviously they wanted the link removed, so I did that. But I will continue to showcase it, and I want you all to see it. You know, and some of the comments that I saw on, and I'm going to tab to our JCB here. Some of the comments that I saw from some of you were, you know, stuff like very interesting mod that's it's a little bit above my current, you know, farm sim experience level, and you know, I'll keep an eye on it and everything. Well, hey, you know, live vicariously through me, through myself, as I experiment with this mod and we find out how it all works and everything, and then, you know, learn from that experience. And then as you continue to, you know, especially if you're new to farm sim, if farm sim 17 was kind of your introduction to this fantastic game, then just, you know, continue to pay attention. And continue to pick up on things. Watch some of those other featured channels, and you're going to learn so much from all of those guys. And then when it comes time, and you want to take your virtual farming to a completely different level, then you'll have that knowledge, and hopefully by then the mod will actually be available to freely download and everything, and it will no longer be in beta. But you know, these types of mods like this, you know, maybe Soil Mod was a lot like this as well, is that they're almost always in a state of change, in a state of growth, just because, you know, these mod authors, these developers think of new things to do, or maybe better ways of accomplishing a simple task, and they'll put that functionality into the mod and then release that obviously as an update. So, and that's always good, because it's good to see that things are living and sort of breathing and have sort of a forward, Jerry, forward, have sort of a good positive life. All right, well, that's we're knocking on 40 minutes, so we've pretty much accomplished everything that I think I wanted to accomplish in this episode. I did, by the way, I did buy us a sprayer just so that I can try to keep the windshield clean on these. And it's too bad that when you wash one part of the vehicle that everything kind of becomes clean, because I really don't mind having a dirty tractor. I think a dirty tractor is a sign of of obviously a well worked machine, but we got to keep in mind that the seasons mod, dirt does affect the performance of the vehicles. I'm not sure how they're making all that work with their magic, but that is one of the things that a clean vehicle does run a lot better, and I think that the maintenance costs are less expensive. So something to keep in mind. Anyway, thank you folks so much. Thank you. And I'm just going to close out by just saying thanks, and I hope that you will return to the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel again for another video very soon. Good night. Bye-bye.